Don't overthink it, it's just paint.
Welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Brian, and today we're going to be working on this beautiful MDX. We had some repair damage, and we're going to be blending the quarter panel into the rear door. Now, in this particular vehicle, there's no need to paint that front door. We have enough blend area within the panel that we can paint our blue base coat and blend. Now on the front fender, there was some damage towards the front, and we're going to go ahead and blend that midway in to the fender. You might ask, why don't you just paint the whole side? Well, it's not needed. And today we're going to be using our Segola Extreme digital version, and today we'll go over the features of the 4600, including this digital knob, which sometimes can get in the way, but we'll talk about that later. Now there's a few different air caps we can use. The Segola Aqua, the blue Aqua air cap, can be used with solvent and obviously the waterborne base coat. Now we will also be using DVR clear air cap. This is going to give you more of that OEM finish that you're looking for. And you can see I'm a big fan of these guns. I got two, and this is the HVLP air cap. We're not going to be using it today, but if you want to use that type of air cap, Segola makes that as an option. And if you want that very flat finish, the Titania, the air cap is going to lay that finish much flatter, but we're going for that more OEM flat textured finish. That's very important. So let's get started here, and we're going to start around 25 psi. Now we're going to take you through the paint job and how important it is to be proactive and increase your productivity if you're interested in making 100,000 or more in this business. Now let's first off by saying I don't make that much in this business. I only work part-time. My main job is an educator at an elementary school, and I come in after hours to work. Nor is our shop really set up to make that amount of money. It's a small shop, scratch and dent facility, but most of you guys that are watching this are in those high production shops where you can make that amount of money. And here's how you do it. You gotta have the equipment to back you up. So first we're starting off here with that clear base. Now if you're not gonna seal, I like to do that clear base. That's gonna save you a little bit of time. It's gonna fill in those micro scratches. A clear base is basically a clear base coat. You give it about 10 minutes and you can start with our base coat here. Now in that first initial pass, we're just covering up our black primer. So if you want to be more proactive and increase your productivity, use a color primer that's going to cover quickly. A black primer on a dark blue just like this, you're going to get out of the booth in just 2 coats of base in most any system. So you want to make sure that you're setting yourself up to get as many boost cycles and many cars as you can get painted in one day and end the week with a large amount of hours. Now, before creating this video, I've been using a digital 4600 Extreme for at least a week before creating this video, and it really helps really boost up that productivity because it's a much quicker gun. Now, you might see on this channel a lot the DV1 for base and clear, which I love those guns, but they're a little bit slower, which fits my pace better. You can see here after 1 coat, it's already flashing and it's ready for its second coat. We're using a 1.3 here, around 25 psi. So within about 10 minutes, I'm already spraying down my second coat of base, and you can see that we're ready to really get this car moving along, increasing your productivity. Now, a lot of people will say it's the painter, it's not the gun, but I'm really gonna tell you guys, it has to do a lot with your equipment. So if you want to make that 100,000, or if you want to get up there and make a lot of money, you're going to have to spend the money up front on something that is going to give you the result that you want. You can't go out there and be serious with a Harbor Freight gun and spray day in and day out. You're going to need a paint gun that is going to work and not break down on you. It's going to spray consistent every single time. You can see we used here our extra slow reducer. It laid incredibly smooth. If you look at the finish here from the Aqua cap, we have no issues. Now up there on the C pillar all the way to the A pillar, obviously no paint, and there shouldn't be any paint on our yellow tape that's closest to the panel that's not getting painted. You can see here we have a nice smooth finish, and we're ready to start clearing here in just a moment. Always make sure you check your blends before you clear. Now, one issue I did run in with this paint gun is when you pick it up or just holding it in general, it does change the pressure on you because, well, your hand does hit that knob, and well, that's only downfall that I've seen, but overall a beautiful design gun. Now I also am using the 1.3 here, and many guys will just like to use one gun all the way through. You don't need to buy two guns. If you're just getting started off, don't waste your money on buying two guns. Just get something just like this. There's many options on the market that you can just change out the air cap and instantly it becomes a base or a clear coat gun. Now, if you're like me and let's say you're spraying a couple cars at a few different times, and you're gonna want a couple guns in your arsenal to really help you out. But if you're just starting off, save that money. You don't need to buy a designated base or clear gun just yet. You do need to buy a designated primer gun, and that doesn't need to be too expensive. You don't want to mix primer and you don't want to mix base and clear in the same gun. And really, basically, honestly, primer guns, you're going to want a bigger fluid tip, let's say between a 1.8 and 2.0 in most cases. So make sure that you're buying a separate primer gun if you have to prime your own repairs or whatever it might be in your particular shop. But just getting back to the Segola 4600, yeah, you can see that my wrist or the bottom of my hand does kind of touch that knob a little bit with the digital valve right there. And I will say 9 out of the 10 times that I came into the booth and went to go reuse the gun, the pressure was at a different setting every single time. And I like to be honest about these reviews with these paint guns because you'll never find the perfect paint gun. But what I do love about this spray gun is it packs a big punch for not being an oversized gun. I don't like big, heavy guns, and this just gets the paint onto the surface nice and quick and easy. You'll see here when I'm painting, I never really take my clear coat across the whole entire panel, but that doesn't mean you can't or shouldn't. I'm just not really good at that. I like to break it up and focus on my smaller areas. So I'm using a slower reducer, slower activator, slower clear. Everything generally melts together very, very well. Now, if you're questioning that yellow on the PPS cup, that's just tape. And sometimes these cups can get a little bit dirty before ordering another one. And that just really helps keep, well, the debris secluded to the cup and not in your paint. After the first coat, you can see how beautiful it laid down. And being in a shop with high production, you don't have time to redo. So if you want to make that money, you have to be consistent every single time you go into the booth. All right, and that starts off with yourself, your prep, even your spray booth. Even look at the ground. You see how we just applied that like 90 pig mat? That's really helping us out. That's keeping the dirt absorbed to the ground and not in our paint job. You'll never get a perfect paint job, but this definitely helps. You cannot just think you're going to go into the booth and it's going to be a perfect paint job or just hope it's going to be a perfect paint job. You have to be in control of your paint jobs. If the paint is controlling you, you've already lost, okay? So you just don't go into the booth hoping this one comes out clean or wonder why it didn't come out clean. If my paint job doesn't come out clean, I know why. If I have a problem in the paint booth, I know why. A lot of my issues arose my first 2 years, and I figured them out, and I realized how I can correct them. So when I go into the paint booth, out of 10 jobs, maybe I'm redoing one. And that could be for color match or just because something fell into the paint like a bug or something I just can't help. Sometimes those things do happen, but you must eliminate all of the factors and all the possibilities of something happening, okay? So for instance, if you are dirty and you've been sanding outside the booth and you expect to come in and just spray in between paint and working on body work, well, you're setting yourself up for failure. If you just laid down a coat of clear and you walk out for a minute and you put another coat on, you are not giving yourself enough time. You might think that you are being proactive and hurrying and getting more cars done, but really we are dealing with chemicals and chemicals that need time to dry. You should not be rushing these chemicals. If you are, you're going to find solvent pop, dieback, and all the factors that happen because of you. Not because of the paint, not because of the gun, but because of the applicator. And those are all things that I realized early on in my career that I was the problem. And I don't want to have to blame a product for my issues that I am still working on. Now you can see this came out very nice. There is a couple spots I want to lightly buff on the edge of that fender. It was a slight amount of texture, but I know that putting one more coat on there could cause issues. So a little bit of 3,000 and above is gonna take care of it. And that's what an experienced painter that will make a lot of money knows what he should do in the moment. And as a mature painter, these are the things that we learn. So with that DVR clear cap, I'm really happy with it. It really put down a beautiful textured OEM finish. Some guys think that putting down the flattest finish possible is what you want. That's couldn't be even more far from the truth. You need to match the color and you need to match the clear coat finish. It should have a nice flat texture like you see here. And although that door is a little bit dulled out because it has not been just cleared, well, we're gonna go ahead and pass the buffer on it and everything is gonna look just the way it should. I hope you guys learned something from this video, and I hope you can apply some of the tips and tricks I gave to you and help your productivity. And also take a look at this Segola 4600 digital extreme version. I like the digital a little bit more, even though it had some issues. It's a lot lighter gun than adding the gauge to the actual gun itself, and I think you're really gonna like the possibility that you can change out the air caps and have, let's say, 2 guns in one. Guys, this is Brian from Paint Society reminding you, don't overthink it. It's just paint. I'll see you guys on the next episode.